Hi, this is Ambritt from Louisville Public Library. Today we're going to be doing some crafting, but I wanted to let you know we're going to have a grab bag the first Monday of every month. It's going to be related to the craft. There'll be supplies in there for you and it will correspond with that Saturday's video. So this will be once a month, the first Monday of the month. Also, if you could leave a comment, we'd really appreciate it. It truly helps the library. Just let us know how many people are watching at home and if there's anything else you'd like me to do in the crafting videos or different crafts you'd like to see. Okay, let's get started. Hello, so today we're going to be making this optical illusion craft. It's called a Thaumatrope. Basically, you're moving the two objects so fast that your eyes can't process them both at the same time, so they kind of look like they're, two or one. It's really simple, really cool, and fun. This is a grab bag craft. You'll have two options. So the grab bag will either be filled with the bird in the cage, or it will be the butterfly in the jar. So in the grab bag you will have two pieces of string, and then you will have your sheet of paper, and you'll cut out your circles. And of course your instruction sheet. So let's get started on this craft, and I really hope you enjoy. Okay, so let's go over the supplies you're going to need today. So you'll need your two circles. So if you don't get a grab bag, you can find a lot of options online for different designs. There's like a teapot and a teacup. It'll look like the teapot's pouring into the teacup. There's like a man riding a horse, a spider in a web, and then of course the butterfly in a jar is popular, and then the bird in the cage. So you will cut out your circles first, and then you're going to need some sort of glue. I prefer a glue stick, and then something to punch a hole into your circles like this at both ends. Now if you don't have a hole punch, you could use something like a pencil, just some sort of tool where you can punch it manually without the hole punch. And then you will need two pieces of string. I just have some white yarn, so you can use absolutely anything you have, like even sewing string, just something that will go through those holes. You don't want anything too thick. Okay, so first, again, we're gonna cut out our circles. If you get a grab bag, it'll come just like this. There'll be two circles together, and you're just going to cut them. And just try to make it as even as you can. I'm cutting out both. And I'll show you when we're gluing these together. If you don't cut super straight on both, that's totally fine. What we can do is trim again when it's together like this. So there's the one, there's the jar. That's the butterfly. You could also draw this by hand if you didn't want to print something off. The jar and then the butterfly I feel like would be pretty easy to hand draw. And then the cage and the bird I don't think would be too bad. Some of them are a little more difficult, like the horse and the man riding the horse. I think that one would be kind of difficult to draw, but that's just an option. Okay, so once you have them cut, this is the important part. So you're going to want to lay these really straight together. What you can do is you can even hold them up to the light once we have it and kind of see, because you want your objects to be in line with each other. So like the bird and the cage, if I would have glued these together and I would have had the bird tilted or upside down, it wouldn't really work as well. It would look like the bird was upside down in the cage when you flip this around. So what you really want to do is place one down. So I'm going to put the jar down, so I have the back facing towards me, and then I'm going to take the butterfly and have that facing up towards me, straight on top. So the jar and the butterfly need to be straight together like that. And again, what you can do is take it once you have it, and then see what it looks like in the light. And then if you can see your butterfly in your jar or your bird inside of your cage, then you'll know that's where you want to glue. So once you have that, you take your glue stick. This just works best, it's just easiest and not quite as messy as like crafting glue. So take the glue stick and just put it on the one that's facing down on your table, and then take your other one and just put it on top. So again, we are putting the two back sides of our images together. Before that glue dries, you can kind of manipulate it, move it around if you need to. You can look at it in the light again, just make sure it's where you want it placed. And then if you need to add any glue to the sides, you can do that before you go any further. I think it's okay. I think I put enough on there. So now, I was talking about how it's not cut quite evenly. If you don't like the way that looks, just take your scissors and just carefully cut along those areas where you can kind of see the other circle peeking out. Yeah, this one has a couple. I'm just trimming that just to make it look a little bit nicer and more even. So now you don't see, kind of just looks a little bit cleaner. So we'll move our scraps to the side here. And now this is where you're going to either use your hole punch or punch your hole with some sort of tool. Again, it doesn't even have to be a pencil. You could use even like scissors. Just be really careful. And if you're punching something without a hole punch, just do it on your table like that and kind of punch into it down. Don't try to do it like this, because then the paper could really easily rip. So now you're just going to want to make sure your holes are near the edge of your design. So do one, and kind of we want it straight across. So I've got one there. And now I want it to be straight. I want these holes to line up pretty even, perpendicular together. So I'm going to, it'd be easier if you're kind of on the table here. Just make sure you kind of line it up. You could use like a ruler or something if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna eyeball it, but you do want to try to make it as close as you can. Yep, so there we go. So now we're just going to take our two strings and put them through each hole. So this one will go through here, and then you're just going to kind of line them up evenly and then tie a knot. So one, and then just knot this like that. So it's on there. And if you want to trim this a little bit, if it's too long for you, you can. But I like this length. I think it just makes it easier having some, length to it. You don't want it too short, then it's really not going to work very well. So you just take your other one, and again do the same thing. We're just tying this in a knot. So now, test it out. Moving back and forth to the ends of the string, you kind of see that optical illusion form. Alright, well I really hope you enjoy. If you make this craft, share pictures with us, we'd love to see them, and join us again next week. Thanks for watching our video today. Join us again next week and every week on Saturdays for a crafting video. Also, again, there'll be a grab bag once a month on Mondays, the first Monday of the month, corresponding with that Saturday's craft. Again, please leave us a comment in this video. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us a bunch. And don't forget to stay safe out there.